Hello everyone. Today I'm going to work with the topic, what is the I am's value? In other words, what is your value? And it's really quite simple actually, because we come from infinity and we're going back to infinity. Your value is actually infinite. We do have an aspect of ourselves, obviously, that is finite, and that of course is our body. One thing that is very guaranteed is that each and every one of us is going to go back to the earth, whether it's in the form of cremation or whether it's through burial. Each and every one of us has a finite body and a finite lifespan. And it's important that we recognize that this isn't all we are, because that would be a tragedy. We are actually infinite. We come from an infinite source, and we are going back to that very same infinite source. So we come to the earth to have our earthly experience with infinite value. And very often we don't recognize this, and we don't treat ourselves in a way that honors this. And this is really what's vitally important, is that we recognize our immense value, our immense significance, our uniqueness, and how very special each one of us is. Remembering that each one of us is like our fingerprints. There's only one of you, only one that ever has been, only one that ever will be. So it makes us actually quite awesome and phenomenal, and we need to recognize this in when we're treating ourselves and when we are actually living our lives. We'll also need to recognize our values so that we can be a good referencing for our children and for generations to come. So if we treat ourselves in a way that feels honoring and self-respecting, because we know our worth, we know our value, that's how we work with our relationships, how we work with our careers, how we work with every aspect of our lives in a way that is very conscious of and mindful of our immense value and worth. We won't compromise ourselves. We won't undersell ourselves. We won't overgive ourselves. So in other words, some people at work, they will give 150% because they feel that they really don't have the correct value for the position they're in. So they overgive of themselves. But one thing that's really guaranteed is the person that gives 80% or the person that gives 150% is paid exactly the same amount. So what would it be that actually causes somebody to give away their most precious resource, which is their time, their energy, and their resources of investment into a career, for instance, where they're putting in 150%, and that extra percentile or percentages of what they're giving of themselves is in no way rewarded or recognized or acknowledged by the ones they're giving it to. So this is actually a form of compromise. It's a form of self-undervaluing. It's a form of actually compromising ourselves. Even in relationships, we could give ourselves or connect ourselves to a partner that doesn't respect us, doesn't treat us with respect, doesn't speak to us with respect, doesn't treat us in a way that is kind or caring or considerate or thoughtful or nurturing. And all we are doing is we are undervaluing ourselves by being in that relationship. So we need to understand that this is a choice. Everything in life is a choice. And it's all based on how you see yourself. So you actually need to connect into that magnificence of who you are, the wonder of who you are, the greatness of who you are, the awesomeness, the power, the potential of who you are, and of course the purpose of who you are. And remember always that this is infinite. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and please share, please like it and share it on your social media, because there may be some people that you know, some who are connected to you, your loved ones, who may be undervaluing themselves, who may not recognize their awesomeness and how magnificent they are, and so they could be compromising themselves. And in a way, this is a form of disrespect. It's a form of lack of honoring, and you'll never be happy while you're doing that. So in order to promote happiness, we need to recognize our value, treat ourselves in a way that is totally and absolutely respectful, and in a way that is loving and caring and kind. Remember that that is how you need to treat your own I am. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I look forward to chatting again soon. So have an awesome day. Take care now. Bye so long.